Hello and welcome to Let's Drone Out. Today is Tuesday the 19th. I'd just like to say happy birthday to Dan Upton. Tony, did you get Dan anything for his birthday?
No, but I texted him happy birthday 2 days ago when it was actually his birthday. Not today, Jack. You've mucked that up.
No, it's Tuesday. Yep. We're chatting to Andy Shen. How you doing?
Hi.
Yep. So yeah, we had to break schedule in order to get him on because he's live from is it New York?
Yep.
Ah, fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on. And we are also joined by Andy RC.
Hello, everybody.
So we're gonna have to come up with a different name because, like, I mean, we can't. I don't know. Should we just address him as Mr. Shen or something? I don't know. It's like,
I'm
it's
sure
like
we'll get by because I've got RC at the end of my name.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. It's gonna be weird not having a chat, you know, because we're not doing stuff live.
I know, it's weird. Isn't that the first time ever that it's not being live, like it's pre-recorded?
I know, it is weird, isn't it? So I don't know. Tony seems to be acting a bit weird. Like people are gonna be like, "This is live. Is it live? Or is it not?" Tone, put a shoe on your head, man, to prove it's live.
Okay, I'll put a flip flop on your head. There you go. That's what I'm wearing.
So, like, yeah, if you're in the chat right about now, feel free to like put some random requests for Tony to do stuff.
Please do.
Yeah. So I unfortunately did not know you exist, Andy Shen, until I saw you on a program called, is it Droners? Or something?
Droners, yeah.
Yeah, and I watched it, and it's like basically, it was really good. It was like really well produced, good production, and made you seem like some sort of ingenious wizard and mad inventor. So I was like, we need some of that shit on this. Sorry, editor. On this show. I think it's because Frank's not here.
It doesn't matter if you swear because it's not live, right?
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. Well, no, it still has to
take it out later.
Yeah.
Just say whatever you want.
Yep. So
people are getting confused in chat already.
What's that?
What chat? It's not live. Why? What are you talking about? Chat.
Tony, don't listen to him, guys. It's not live.
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah. Tuesday. So
Tuesday sounds very similar to Thursday. It's very confusing.
I miss all the guys. Like, hi, Davi's probably here. Who else is probably here?
Zero.
Yeah, Zero.
Yeah, Zero's probably saying something like prank.
Yeah,
I would
that's
say.
it.
Most people are saying WTF.
What the Frank?
Yeah. Frank's nice, Andrew. I know it's weird, isn't it? Not having Frank here, but you know, obviously it's during the day and it's Tuesday and Frank's working. So Andy, tell us more about yourself, man. Like, how did you end up? Is this like your full-time job now, or?
Well, I'm a Virgo, and sorry.
I said Andy, not Andy RC.
I know we've got two Andys. Sorry.
Are you a Virgo full time?
I'm a full-time Virgo. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I am at the moment.
So yeah, it is my full-time job. I was a photographer, and I just wanted to, you know, when I first heard about drones, I wanted to, like everyone else, do video from the air. And the more I messed around with them, the more I just enjoyed flying it and not being as concerned about shooting the video. So that's how I eventually, you know, migrated to racing drones.
Ooh. And yeah, I can see that you've got like a little selection of stuff behind you.
There's some stuff back there.
Yeah, none. Is any of it like the plus? Because you on the episode of Droners, you were working on like the plus configuration.
That looks tasty, I must admit. Can you present, Andy?
Pardon?
No, that's me. I have to do it. because
There it is.
Frank's not here.
That looks tasty. Is that a 6-inch as well?
It's 5.
Oh, it is 5.
I'm seeing quite a few models come out with the Plus configuration now. So is that like a molded canopy? Is it, Andy?
It's 3D printed.
Oh, 3D printed.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can't really, when you do a mold, it just costs so much. It's really prohibitive.
Do you find with the Plus configurations that because there are less of them about, that the sort of like tune on flight control isn't as sort of dialed in as it is on a quad, just because of how much sort of resource goes into the quadcopter configuration?
Right. Yeah. I mean, on Betaflight now, you can just take most 5-inch quads and it'll fly great on the stock tune. But the pluses need a little more work. But it's not that hard.
Cool.
What's it like flying down low through gates and things?
It's really no different. Most of the time, you just forget what you're flying after a while. I had one Plus a long time ago. Gave to one of the guys to fly, and he had he kind of pounded it on the ground, and the camera tilted down. And he started to see the front motor, and he just kind of freaked out because he thought he was still flying an X, and he thought the camera had turned. He started screaming. It was like, "It's okay, it's okay." But most of the time, once you get going, it does fly a little bit differently. But most of the time, you just kind of forget about the whole configuration.
I bet cornering is pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain what it feels like. Some people say it's more like a plane. The guy I control that was in that video with me, he finds it like really, really snappy on roll. Everyone has like a different way of verbalizing. It is a little bit different. I don't know. I just like it. It's kind of hard to explain what it is.
I'd like to try one Monday.
Have you managed to get the times down, or do you reckon the firmware layout, because everything's optimized for X rather than Plus?
You mean the lap times we were doing?
Yeah.
We haven't been able to go back out there because Mike was he had Sebring coming up and he didn't really want to touch anything else. He's so finicky. So we haven't really had a chance to, to go back. And now he's actually gone to a top mounted configuration because he feels like that mimics, he flies a lot of simulators, and he practices mostly on simulators, and he feels like the simulators can't replicate a bottom battery kind of washout in the cornering effect. So, and he also flies so fast that he almost doesn't, he flies ahead of visual input, so it's really critical for him that the quad does exactly what he expects, because he's doing things before he actually sees them, kind of a little bit on the memory of a course. And so he needs the quad and the simulator to match so closely that he feels like a top mounted, where the CG is right on the prop line. That's what the simulator is modeled after. So that's what he's been going off on. So I haven't been able to get him back on the Plus.
Fair enough. A few people are saying, would be saying as they listen to the podcast, can you describe a Plus configuration and like why you thought the difference is, and why you thought it might be better?
Well, the main thing is the props get more clean air. They're not one after the other. Yeah. And when you're flying, you can sort of hear, how like when you like really drill a quad into a turn and back itself into its wash, but props sound a little bit different. So with the Plus, you can't hear it. It's a little bit quieter, flies a little bit cleaner. And so I just felt like that it had a little bit more efficiency that way, and also it just felt really smooth in the air.
One thing I'd like to give Andy RC a little bit of a dig. Did you make the same mistake and buy one of those 360 GoPros in the background as well?
Yes, there it is.
Is it on a gimbal or is it just a funny mount? Why would it need
Oh.
to be on a gimbal? Oh yeah, it's got
No, yeah, it's a
self-stabilization.
digital gimbal essentially, so it doesn't really need it. But
Oh,
yeah.
that is the 360 camera.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
You think it's fantastic? I didn't
Oh,
like
yeah.
it. I didn't
Oh,
like
yeah.
it. I didn't like that the software wasn't ready. I didn't like the stitching. The stitching seemed to move on the base. They may have changed that, but I found it looks like a bigger copter that you've got there. What size is that? Is that like
It's a 6-inch.
It's a 6-inch, yeah.
Yeah.
So I bet it carries it easier, but I really
Oh, yeah.
struggled. I struggled to carry it on a 5-inch.
Yeah, it is heavy. Yeah.
It's like 255 grams.
Yeah, it's heavy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You could lift Tony with that. Now he's on his fasting diet.
No, the Fusion software has been improved. It's not bad now, and you know, I feel like the stitching is almost perfect. I'm surprised you say the stitching's off.
Yeah,
you know what?
I tried it when it very first came out in was it like December?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was supposed to be pretty bad back then.
Yeah, I need to check it again, but I really need to build a copter that can carry it. I've actually been working with there's a camera called the Insta-1 that's like 80 grams and it's much better. Obviously, it doesn't do the 6K that the GoPro does, but I've been looking at the smaller ones.
Where was the stitch line on your copter? Like, did it cross the copter?
On the Fusion.
Yeah.
You mean? No, it wasn't so much the stitching as in how sort of accurate it was. If I pointed the camera down to the base, the stitching was actually moving like this. And
what I found is that if you have nothing close to it at the stitch, then it has a good stitch. But if you kind of get in there close, that's when the parallax kicks in and then the stitch goes bad. So on this frame, you can see that along the stitch line, there's nothing.
Yeah.
So it makes a nice clean stitch.
Yeah. So have you done some videos with it? Can we?
Oh yeah,
check them out. Is there like a YouTube?
I'll send you one right now.
Oh yes, please.
Well, check this out. See, like Andy RC, this is what happens when you're a famous YouTuber who's reviewing stuff. You get everything early and it's still crap.
I almost forgot we were pre-recorded then when we were having that discussion. So it seemed like an off-the-cuff sort of discussion that one would have when things were live.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It was a bit weird.
Jack, I've sent you the link. I don't know how to send it anywhere else.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. Here you go. There is a chat. Would you like? So there's a link to a live chat, and that will send things in the future. Or there's, you can just type stuff privately in here and be like, you can write stuff like "piss off, Tony." You were really mean to me in 2 days' time.
Is this pre-recorded concept working, do you think? Because I would imagine the chat is really confused again.
Yeah, I know. I didn't give them any warning because I'm obviously I'm going to be busy in hospital on Thursday, and I'm not going to be able to put out a proper advert.
But it's Thursday now.
Yeah. No,
because you don't do anything all the rest of the week, do you? I forgot.
Yeah, I know. That's it. I just sit here.
Just
I've got wood chip wallpaper, man. Sometimes I stare at it, see funny patterns, lick stuff. We can't all be creative like Andy Shen.
Okay, Andy, have you sent the link somewhere?
I sent it to Jack through Facebook.
Can you
okay, hang on.
Can you forward it to me, Jack? What I am interested in, Andy, because I played around a lot with 360. I first started off with the Xiaomi Sphere, which was like the first one that came out with a gyro, and that's my favorite one at the moment.
Okay.
But what I actually did with the 360 stuff is rather than publishing the 360 video on YouTube, I would take a cut of it myself. So I would decide for the viewer which angle to look at, like in a that way YouTube didn't butcher it so much, because I find that when you upload 360 video to YouTube just absolutely ruins it and compresses it, and and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
so are you playing with the full 360 aspect, or
Both. So the video I sent has actually been reframed.
right?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, Jack sent it to me. Let's have a look.
Sorry, I'm not used to doing stuff like this. Is Frank's job. I can't do two things at once. Tony, how are you feeling? Have you still got a migraine?
Yes.
I'd like to point out that you came on today, Tuesday, with a migraine, and NJ didn't.
I never have migraines normally, but yeah.
Is it because you're vegan? Is it because you're not getting enough nutrients and all that?
Yes, of course it is. No protein in my diet.
That's it. Maybe you should eat one of your dogs.
Which one?
I don't know.
Oh, so I checked the video out. So you've got it on a sort of like extension pole.
Well, there's two. So there's one on an extension pole, and then there's that one as well.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I noticed a lot of people actually sticking the smaller ones on like the Mavics and stuff and getting some cool shots doing that.
Yeah.
Are they all your designs in the background on the bench on your
Yeah.
I say workbench, but it looks like a kitchen table.
Apparently got funny names.
Can we have a look at them?
Sure.
Can you bring them closer to the camera?
Hang on.
Because I know you've got some good designs. I've seen what's the little one Brad has had? Shrieker or something? 3-inch. I can't remember what it was.
Okay, so this is the one that was flying the Fusion on a boom.
Yeah.
So it's a 10-inch.
That looks like a picnic table.
Yeah. There's here's where the boom goes through. So there's like pulleys and bearings in there to make it go smoothly.
Cool.
And yeah, that's about it. It's just like a big old huge
rig.
Yeah. You know, so it takes off and the camera drops down so it's far away from a quad, so it's very small in the video. So that's that. Actually just made it yesterday. It's kind of terrifying. So big.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. There's not a lot of people out there doing 360 stuff. I think that will change because there's like 360 cameras coming out all the time at the moment. I think just with the GoPro, it's just a little bit too. I think if they'd have made the GoPro like, you know, as light as a GoPro, then everyone in the quadcopter community would be using them. Because
it's also $700, so you're flying a $700 camera around with the lenses kind of poking out. You know, it's you know, it's a little scary. It's kind of cool because it can be. You don't even have to think of it as a 360 camera. You can think of it as a digital gimbal camera.
Sure.
You know, so it's like gives you HD footage that's stabilized, and also you can reframe it later. So
don't forget, guys, you need to like thoroughly describe stuff so that when it goes on the podcast, shall I make a joke and be like, see whether the editor lets the joke in or not?
Yeah.
You up for it? So if you hold it back up and show us the top bit, I was just thinking that might kind of excite Tony because if you look at the top, it looks like a flashlight, a drone flashlight.
I don't even know what one of them is, Jack.
Tony might be able to have sex with that. Yeah, see the little pole hole bit.
Yeah. And if you get overheated, it'll cool you down too.
Oh.
Yeah. Very, very useful.
That would be dangerous.
That must be really weird for you being a photographer, being like, I don't need a gimbal anymore.
Well, I mean, I used to try to build gimbal drones, and it's such a pain in the butt. They never work perfectly. The horizon always starts to drift, and now that DJI stuff is so good, there's no point to it anymore. Right?
Yeah, I get asked that all the time. People say to me, "Why did you give up on Pixelk and all of that?" And the answer is, for the money, like you just can't beat DJI. You could spend $1,000 or more on like a Pixel, fit a gimbal to it, but it still won't have optical flow. It won't have object avoidance, and it won't have the camera controls because you'll be using a GoPro. And and so I gave up with all that DJI. I just kill it.
I mean, the only thing those things can't do is go fast and track as as precise as we can. But,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, so here's another one. This is a little 3-inch. Where the cool thing about this one is that all these parts are printed directly onto the carbon. So let's see. There it is.
That's the
hang
one
on.
Brad has had.
Let me present you again. Hang on.
What's that one called?
Oh, there we go. So all this stuff, these prints kind of start on the print bed, all these pieces together, and then when it gets up to the height of the carbon, you just drop a frame in, then it finishes and wraps the prints around it. So all this is just all one.
So you're
piece.
jigsaw printing?
Yeah, basically.
What's that one called?
It's a Shrieker.
Shrieker. That's it. That's the one Brad has had. He loved it. Looks like a flying star.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mate had one of them about a year ago, and he loved it.
Yeah.
It's a good little frame.
So this is like a 3D printed version of the same thing. Let's see. This is a plus frame with a skinny arms. So it's more like a pure racing version of a plus.
Wow, they are skinny arms.
Yeah, 6x6.
Wow.
Tony broke his Revo, ain't you? Snapped the arm.
It is snapped. I've taken it apart. It looks like a coat hanger now.
Yeah. And this
I've
is
had it here, though.
another fully canopied arrow.
Was that dropped in over the print? Are you just
No,
like
this is 2 separate parts.
I was going to say,
Bolted together.
you start like leaving things in your print bed and just print over the top of them.
Just whatever wants to get on there, it'll get printed in, embedded in. The cat.
I like that design. It's got everything inside of it.
Yeah, I kind of found that I wasn't, I wasn't getting fail safes, and I was getting pretty good videos. So just put all the antennas inside, and it's nice to not be breaking stuff off.
Yeah.
What's with the one blue prop?
That
photography thing.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you photograph anyway?
All of my broken drones are a RC channel thing. Yeah.
Nice, yeah. Bless. Now, what can you tell us more about your photography career? You like landscape?
No, I was a still life photographer, and then when the economy kind of slowed down here, I started just doing everything. So right before I switched over to drones, I actually did a lot of lingerie photography.
Sweet.
Which makes me
now
wonder, why did I stop doing that?
Yeah.
See, I told you, all photographers are perverts.
Yeah.
I've met one that's not.
Are we technically not all photographers with our quadcopters there? You're not just...
Yeah, that's the point. Tony,
Yeah.
Tony was really disappointed when he bought his house that he didn't have a basement to keep his dead hookers in.
Oh, God. Jack, you get worse. I'm a macro photographer.
I bet that won't get in.
I like macro photography, so insects, spiders, stuff like that. Dragonflies.
No personal use then.
Well, I have to come around your house.
Well, recently Tony's been into 2 inches, so
Yeah. I don't know. Is it 3 inches? I don't know.
2.
Is it 2? Oh, 2. It's what you do with it.
I'm still waiting for the motor.
This is driving Tony crazy. I can just tell. He's like, it's not live. He hates this. He's having to wait for stuff from China.
I can't wait until you dance. I can't wait until you do your dance.
No, that's later
coming
on.
up in another 10 minutes.
What dance?
You know where the bit where Jack dances?
You've got to take your shirt off yet first.
You've got to show us your 2 inches.
Mine's already off.
I know, look at you.
This is a very disorganized podcast.
I
I have
know.
no idea what we're talking about right now.
Frank's not here to like
feel-
lead us.
I
I
feel
don't know.
sorry for
Tell us
Andy.
about stuff, Andy Shen. Tell
Yeah.
us about, I don't know, being a photographer or how you got inventing.
Yeah, how did you get
Wow.
into the quad stuff? Like, where'd you get them cut? Did you get them cut in New York or?
Well, when I started out, I had them cut by Nick, CNC Madness in Canada, and then when I went to business, now I use China.
Yeah, quite a lot of people use China now.
Well,
Yeah.
Armaton.
No, different place.
Oh, I thought you would have been like, no, that's it. End of my photography studio. I'm building a workshop.
Yeah.
And then you would have transformed into Andy Savage.
Do you race any of your quads? Are you a racer, freestyler?
I race, but I'm terrible. I race sort of just to, learn more about it, but I'm terrible. I'm really bad.
Same as Jack. Jack's crap at racing. He ends up going the wrong way around a track.
On purpose.
Some would say. Some just say you can't fly.
That's fine. I can fly. Andy RC said I could fly.
He is really good.
Yeah, Tony beats me down on my flying. I beat Tony down on his vlogging. That's it. He's really upset. I think I really upset him the other day. I was
Why,
like,
what did you say?
I said it's like watching my granddad vlog, and he got really upset with me.
I'm not surprised. Tony's channel's awesome. I watch every single one.
Thanks, Andy.
No
I
problem.
watch them all. I find it quite hard not to masturbate to them.
You always bring this program down.
No,
don't
if
you,
that was live, that would definitely get cut out.
How many things does he just brings this podcast down. Tornado Girl asked, how durable is the molding? I don't know what molding.
No, bless. She must have emailed in.
I love how Tony said asked with a D not.
Yeah.
She's asking.
Yeah.
And what else did she ask? Yeah.
How doable is modelling? Can you model? Would Tony make a good model? He's not very tall though.
Hand model, Jack.
Very toned and worked out, my friend.
Anyways, you two, I was sat here watching Chad's 24-hour live stream, and all of a sudden it became let's drone out. What on earth happened there? And where was my invite?
We thought you'd be sleeping. It was still daylight then.
I was sleeping actually, but no, I watched it back, and you guys were very funny. Actually, I think I heard Chad talking about Andy actually in a previous stream. That's how I found out about Andy actually. Is I think they were talking about sort of like up and coming sort of like frame designers that that aren't mainstream kind of thing. That's how I found out about Andy, and I went and had a look on that. One thing I want to ask Andy is one thing I'm noticing is like all of these ultralight frames. So what is your take on that? And are you sort of more for the lightweight frame or the heavier sort of frame?
Well, I think calling them ultralight, I mean, they are light, but the real benefit of these like skinny arm, almost like disposable type of frames, like that was, the Screama by, who am I thinking of? Racecraft.
Yeah.
Kind of started the whole thing. And people looked at them and was like, oh, that thing is so light. But the real benefit of them is that they block less of the thrust from the props. So it's more about all the extra power you get out of them.
Yeah.
I call them toothpick drones.
Yeah, basically. So, I kind of measured, I can't remember, but it was a lot more thrust, from the skinny arms. So that's like real benefit to them. And, they're going to, of course, they're going to be less durable, but that's what a trade-off. Just the benefits just like so big that it's worth the trade-off.
Oh, man, Andy RC saving this show.
Well, the reason I wanted to talk about it is I received a copter today that's interesting because it's a 4-inch copter. It's called the VI Fly X150, and it's under 250 grams as a 4-inch. And the way that they've done that is they've used 3-inch components and then stuck it on a frame that can take a 4-inch. And it's not benefited as much as I thought it would. And I've noticed people doing this as well. They take like a floss frame or something like that, and they put the smaller motors on like the 14 size, so like they make like a 5-inch. But one thing I've noticed with this is because the motors are smaller, I guess it's because of the lack of torque that it takes a while for the power to kick in, because the motors have to spool up. You haven't got that instant torque. So
lag.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was like, but it was like lag. So I was actually not. I mean, it's a great copter, but I think when you start to get to the 4-inch size and you start using smaller motors to make it lighter, you stop gaining benefits because the motors can't quite handle
it might be too
propeller.
much prop for those motors too if they're not able to respond as quickly.
Yeah. I think
my
so.
lightweight, I'm running 1408s, I think, on running 5-inch props.
Do you find the same though, Tony? The pickup isn't as much as like a normal 5.
Yeah, obviously, but because it's so light, it just feels really nice.
Anyway, you two
it's
shouldn't
still
have a
pretty
problem with
quick.
that. You two, like Honda drivers. Do you know what I mean? I'll just keep the revs up. V power. V-Tech.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. It was Valentine's Day the other day. I'm sure you were crying about your DC. The RC.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I missed that car. A Honda Integra Type R for the people listening. I had one a few years ago and I sold it for a diesel, and it's the worst thing ever because you can't get them now, and they've become like a classic car. It's like my favorite car ever. But
surely you can afford one with all your YouTube money, and yeah.
You've got a YouTube account, Jack.
No, I haven't.
Are you earning the millions from the £3 a week AdSense that you get from YouTube?
No, I got it taken off me. I'm still under 1,000.
You want to talk to your mate, Mr. Bardwell? Get him do your little sort of amnesty sort of thing. Yeah.
That's it. Maybe Andy Chen will use me as like a test monkey for one of his weird frames.
Yeah,
I'm sure he will.
Name one after me.
Great. Green Patchy says every high school kid has a Teggy round here with a fart cannon.
Yeah, there was a time around here where everybody had one, and then I think because they're a Japanese car, they just rust to bits because of the salt that goes down, and that's what happened to mine, and that's why I had to sell it. That and it was going through a liter of oil every week because I just gave it VTEC all the time.
Because you left your boot down. Mine just went through an MOT. It's 17 years old and just passed straight through.
Tony talks to it and tucks it in at night. That's why he doesn't like.
I do caress it. I'll wash it and just and leave it out.
Yeah.
Are we still talking about the Integra here? Or have I just jumped?
It was Valentine's Day.
He washes it and he tucks it in.
What's No, Tone. What's the score your computer now? Is it fixed?
Yes, it's running 64-bit as well, so I can download that stupid game and play it now. Hopefully.
Yay! That, you know what that means? Special episode for the Patreons.
I wanted to talk to you guys about that because did you guys watch the Rotor Riot Game of Quads episode?
Yes.
That looked so much fun. I thought we should do something like that.
I think we should do that.
It does mean leaving your house, Andy RC, because that's Tony said to me that would be amazing to do. Why can't we do it? And I said,
well, you got to leave the house. You can do it all through the interweb.
No, because we've got to be drinking beer and like smashing each other and stuff.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the simulator here or what?
Yeah.
I don't want to smash each other.
Andy,
this is
Andy's-
right downhill.
Andy's on
what the hell?
Andy's like drinking so much.
It's
What are
because we haven't got NJ, we haven't got Frank, so everything's becoming
an innuendo.
Yeah.
pre-recorded innuendo.
What are you drinking, Andy, tonight? Can I have some?
Tesco's raspberry, sugar-free diet drink.
Which with vodka?
No, just on its own.
You know why you have to drink that? Because the water's not safe up north.
That's right. Yeah, we'll have to have a special filter. That's true, though. Actually,
Have you? Yeah, the water's so hard. Like you put on the tap, and it wants to have a fight with you.
exactly.
So, Andy Shen, do you just design race quads, or are you doing any other kind of quads? Freestyle? Have you got a freestyle quad?
Freestyle. You know, the new thing is the RVs.
Long range stuff.
People call them chase quads or long range. You know.
Yeah.
And basically, a combat quad for ASL. You know, the weirdest one I've done was the cutting board. Do you know about the cutting board? The
No.
jerky bot?
No.
No?
Teach
Give me a
us.
second. Give me a second.
Well, that's it. First guest who's walked off. Tony.
I'm
Well done,
surprised.
Tony.
You're lit.
I know.
Tom also says that he's just put. He said in an email that we should crowdfund a shirt for Andy. That's how rude. This is a shirt when you're as north as I am.
Yeah, he rips the sleeves off with his Hulk-like rage.
So the guest left. What do you think it was? Do you think it was when we talked about Tony tucking in his bits on Valentine's Day?
I don't think we should allow Tony to talk to the guest. It was amazing on what do you call it? Chad's stream. Couldn't think of Chad's name then. He would just mute Tony. He would just like turn Tony down. It's amazing. He was just like that. He just turn Tony down. Hey Tony, how you doing? It's amazing. There you go. What?
It's a flying cutting board.
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but surely when you put something to cut on it during midair, it blocks and it just falls out the
Well, you
sky.
just put it in the middle. You know.
Oh, I
Does that,
suppose.
does that actually fly?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was made for a commercial where the idea was this baseball player would walk around and this would follow him wherever he went, and you know he could always grab some beef jerky. So we shot a whole commercial of it following him around, and so the main thing was that given the weight and the size and all that, you know, could only put in 4-inch props, so actually made it a fully ducted fan kind of thing so that it had more thrust, so it actually could fly pretty easily.
And hollowed it by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's actually carbon fiber. So it was,
with veneer on it.
it was hand painted.
Wow.
Yeah.
This show's hand painted. That is
With
crazy.
fake little knife gouges on it and everything.
Oh my word.
That is the weirdest thing I've seen, apart from Jack's wooden quad.
Yeah, if you Google jerky bot, you'll see the commercial.
It's a bit.
Don't Google that, people.
It is the way of the future when your chopping board can chop you.
Be careful.
You know, or you just like feed stuff into it. Wedge a carrot through the grate.
Yeah. Let's see.
Me and Frank are on about trying to make a quad out of a potato. Jam some arms in a potato.
So here's one that shoots Nerf discs.
Oh man, that is so
Right.
sick.
So shooting quad. So the Nerf discs go in there. This brushless motor here basically is you know, the firing mechanism. There's a
Wow.
servo
Hopper.
right there that pushes them out. You know, pushes it into the motor and it comes shooting out.
Oh man, that is so sick. It looks like a QAV frame.
It is. Well, I did it with Lumineer.
Holy.
Wait. I'd like one of them chase Jack round his house.
That's it. That is amazing.
Yeah.
That looks way fun. It's like an upscaled QAV.
Yeah, it's a. I think it's a 9-inch. Yeah, it's a big boy.
Bloody hell.
Oh, man, that would screw with Sharpoo's mind. Oh man, do you remember when quads were that big, Andy? You remember?
Yeah, I mean, when I started, everything was like at least 8-inch, and then the minis came around, you know. But yeah, when I started out, everything was 8 to 10-inch. I think the first one I had was Hover Things Flip, so that was an 8-inch frame.
I'm not familiar with that at all.
Yeah.
Hover things, no idea.
Yeah.
And was it fairly cheap? Andy RC, did you review it? Were you reviewing things back in the day?
No, I don't recall that. I mainly did like micros and minis, and then I did a 450, and then a ZMR. So I never really. I can see these sort of things coming back. I can, like, it all comes full circle. I can see it, like I'm seeing a lot of people, like NJ has just built a 6-inch, and it's like 6-inch was like, we were doing that like a couple of years ago. Now people are wanting to do that and make them a little bit bigger. And yeah, I can see that. I can see that coming around. Now I'm interested in it. I want to do it as well.
I'm hoping I'm flying an X-frame Saturday or Sunday.
What's happened there? How?
Fossil.
Fossil doing an X-frame.
You mean an X class?
Yeah,
like gigantic.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah.
14-inch, 14 by 7 props.
Yeah.
It could
Wow.
probably spin 20-inch props. The size of it, it's massive.
Yeah.
Is that going to be yours then, Tony? Or are you just doing a demo? Or something?
There's going to be 2. I'm hoping to have one. I got Martin. I sort of talked Martin into doing it, hoping it's going to be a next big thing after us lot talking about it and girls' night and having Zoe on talking about her stuff.
Yeah, that's a point. Strap a dildo to it and have at it with a.
What? Where did that come from?
Her battery looked like a dildo.
Right.
You remember the episode?
Yeah.
God's sake, Jack.
With that piece of information missing.
That's the whole point.
Are we like? Is this like get on the editor's nerves day?
Well, it's not actually that much swearing. It's just
No, but he's got a lot of work to do now, rather than just actually just playing the tape and then charging us.
well, no, some of them. I don't know. It's just I want to see what gets in and does. I'm testing the boundaries.
Right.
You know.
Asking for a
Well, can
pay
you
rise after this, I'm telling
stop?
you.
Yeah, well, I'll have to pay it. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm the one
Stop
who's
testing it.
cracking
Jack.
the jokes.
They're not really funny. They're just horrible.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, I'll shut up now.
Anyway, we're hopefully having 2, and we are doing a demo at the mini air show and Sumner's Ponds. So we've got flags and stuff for it. We just need gate sizes because we don't know what size the gates are. Obviously, they're going to have to be a bit bigger.
Mini air show must be fairly soon now, is it? What's the latest on mini air show?
Don't know. Frank's not here.
Yeah,
Right, yeah,
I was hoping to come to it.
You better be.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're coming up in April just to see you now. Now, Drone
Yeah.
Crusaders are
Well,
shut.
Drone Crusaders are cancelled. So
It's cancelled. I didn't know that.
yeah,
Oh, that sucks.
I know it does.
What happened? What's the story?
I don't know. He sent out a week. He said a week before he cancelled. He said, "Oh yeah, we're all going to be camping here, blah blah blah." And then a week later, he said, "Sorry, I've got to cancel it. My life's better worth more." Or some. I didn't really read the email. I just saw cancelled and got paid off.
Well, I thought, like, because Andy sent me a ticket for it, so does that have to be refunded?
I think you should get the refund.
I mean, it's Andy that needs to be refunded, not me.
Well, I got my refund, so I'm sure he has. But because we booked somewhere to stay, I think we're all just going to go to Wales and freestyle the castle. and stuff like that.
Oh, cool. Well,
We're,
no,
doing
that's
we're going
that's
to
a
do
good-
LDO road trip, so we're going to pick you up on the way.
Oh, awesome. Yeah,
Yep.
that'd be cool.
Yep. So
Sounds good. That's in April, right?
yes,
Cool.
should be.
Yeah.
Might be warm. Don't know.
It's so unfair because like we booked we booked somewhere to stay and that's like
Wasn't their idea to like do a tour of all different castles, and all of that's been scrapped?
All of it. Yeah. But apparently, sold the name.
Oh, what a shame.
He sold the name to someone in the States. Apparently, they're going to carry on doing it.
yeah.
Oh, right. Fair enough.
I think Andy Shen's had enough. I don't think we spoke to him enough.
This isn't making any sense because this is all UK talk.
Yeah,
sorry.
You've got Drone Crusaders now, Andy.
I'm trying to get my dog's attention.
Just call your dog,
Let's
man.
call
it's
him.
fine.
Come on.
Mochi, come here. Mochi. She's not very obedient.
What is
Mochi.
she?
I heard a bark earlier. What dog is it?
All right, I'm just gonna go get her.
Go and get her. My dog's sitting right next to me.
Faithful man's best friend.
Well, it ain't going to be you, is it? Come here.
Aww.
Come here.
I didn't think the Zoe dildo comment was that bad. She
It
admitted.
wasn't. It's just that because you didn't mention the battery
Who's
part.
Look, there's one on
Oh.
me.
See?
Look.
Isn't this better?
Oh,
What is it? Corgi?
that looks like a corgi.
Yeah.
Who's that, June? Who's that?
Oh,
Oh,
Who is it?
hello.
weren't you printing corgi bracket tension dampener thing?
Yes.
Oh,
This is my finest work, actually, I think. I feel like I've
boy.
never designed anything better.
that's the back end of a corgi, everyone. If you hadn't seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, what do those things do? Does it take the?
Oh, it just kind of takes that springy, boingy kind of. It just knocks down vibrations in a tennis racket.
It actually makes a difference, does it?
Yeah. Mostly in the sound. There's a lot of it's psychological.
I wouldn't know. I don't think I'd ever get into a tennis club or a golf club. Not with my mouth. So.
I'd absolutely pay to see you play tennis.
Why? So you can see me in little white shorts.
Well, yeah, sweating and stuff. Oh, I can't like it run no more.
I think it'd make a great ball boy.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah. I think maybe we should do that for the summer. At the mini air show, me and Tony have a tennis match. After the we'll play doubles.
It's usually a slanging match.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
there'll be that as well.
I bet Tony has a really good grunt, like the female tennis player. They're not allowed to do that anymore, are they?
What do
Oh,
you mean
I don't
allowed
think-
to do it? It's a natural thing
Just
to
what
do.
you do, isn't it?
No, they said to calm it down, dial it back. They definitely did. I remember that was a thing one year. Seriously, it was. Google it.
Welcome to Let's Tennis Out.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. Look, our guest made something ingenious, and I thought it was quite cool. And his dog reminded me of it, so we just started talking about that. See, he makes stuff to make people's lives better. What do we
Come
do?
back to quads, Jack. See if
Cool.
you can get it back to quads.
My finest work. I swear to God. Nothing better.
That's it. He doesn't want to talk about drones. He wants to talk about
Perfect.
corgi things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine.
I don't, just stop trying to put him in a box.
Jack is multi-talented. He can talk about more than drones.
He can talk about pretty much anything other than drones.
That's it. I know. I just haven't had the weather for it.
It's been, well, hopefully the clock should be changing soon.
I still have not done anything with this either. It made it back to my bench, and I just can't.
Is
bring
that the
myself.
thing that you were building on a live stream like 3 years ago?
Yeah, I just still Still can't bring myself to fly beta flight.
Why?
Don't know, man. Got issues.
got issues. Nothing drone related, just issues in general.
Jack's got a lot of issues.
I've noticed I use different gauge wire on the ESCs. That kind of bugs me out a bit.
God.
I don't
You
know.
should see my wiring. I've just changed my motors over
Why?
because I've still got some kind of wobble on my quad, freestyle quad still. I flashed it. Well, Brad has remoted in and flashed it to beta flight, and it's exactly the same. So it must be a hardware issue. So now I've changed motors in case I've got a bent motor. If it's not that, then I'm gonna have to change ESCs. If it's not that, then I'm giving up for life.
Have you tried not using a revolt board?
I'm going to play golf. No, because I've got 2 revolt boards on my race quads running, and they're running fine.
Maybe it's just bad board. Andy, you're smart. One of you, Andy's.
I'm not smart.
other
I'm
one.
stupid. What's
Andy-
the issue? Sorry, I zoned out.
we started talking about quads, and then he zoned out.
Let's talk about tennis again.
Let's talk about tennis and balls.
Yeah,
and
get everyone
I'm
excited.
fascinated by Tony playing golf. Tony, you're 40 now. You could easily get into a golf club.
I could, but I still look 30, Jack.
So, birth certificate, that'll sort that out.
Yeah.
Or passport. Or driving license. It's a miracle you still got that driving the Integra.
Yeah.
I never see him giving it death. What's going on, Tony? Always driving it slow. What's supposed to? You're supposed to.
Oh no,
G-check it.
I've seen him drive that thing fast, sideways around a roundabout with me in it, swerving towards oncoming traffic.
On a closed private road, of course.
Yeah, that's honest to God, he has tried to kill me several times.
Shame it didn't work.
Oh, I know. Oh man. No, it doesn't matter. It's resolution. I mean, depending on like how you want to feel the quad endpoints.
I don't know what it is. It's driving me nuts, though.
It's not. It's not totally necessary.
I've actually put 2 FCs in it, and it does the same thing. And I've changed quads, and it does the same thing. So I think it's motor bent or ESC not working properly. It must be. It's driving me.
What is the
nothing.
dog's name?
Mochi.
Oh, what is in like the delicious rice snack?
Isn't
Yes.
there a frame called that?
I have a corgi and I have a corgette. Yes.
I
Oh,
thought so.
oh, they're so cute, man. It makes me think of Cowboy Bebop. No one knows what that is.
That reference lost on everybody.
Yes.
No,
Yeah. Don't know what you're talking about.
it's an anime.
Still don't know what you're talking about.
Right, I don't blame you. So what else has gone down in the wonderful world of quads? Then the drone.
A helicopter, apparently.
Oh yeah, there was that. No, what happened was that the helicopter pilot and a student avoided a Phantom 4 and in the process crashed into a tree.
Do you reckon they just crashed and was like, let's blame a drone? They'll
Yeah.
never know.
Bruce did a video on it, didn't he? And he was sort of speculating, but like you say, you can never really tell unless you were there. But it sounds dodgy to me. First of all, it was 6 miles away from the airport. They were like hovering below 500 feet. So it was them that was in the wrong as far as I can tell. So hey, who knows? It's like becoming a weekly thing of like drones getting blamed for.
It seemed like people were going to have like be in a car park and like have a fender bender, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, a drone came out of nowhere and made me crash.
It was white. I'm sure it was a Phantom.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Oh, Tony, why are you saying Jake can do one? Tony doesn't
Jack.
like me anymore.
Jack can do one.
Oh, Bradders. Oh man, I miss Bradders. That's it. Andy, what's how long have you been in the hobby, Andy Shen?
I think 5 years or something like that.
KK2 boards.
KK2, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the first one. So my first one was one of those wooden tricopters. So like this big.
Yay!
Flexes when it takes off.
Yep.
Yeah, on the KK2 board.
I built I flashed everything and like made it up to date and stuck a SPF 3 on it. And me and Tony had like a ridiculous sized battery, and we just strapped ridiculous things to it, and it was the funnest thing ever.
10,000 milliamp hour. It lasted. How long did you fly?
half hour. 37, 38 minutes.
You beat
we got bored.
You beat a
Tony was like really annoyed. Man, it was a ridiculous machine. It really was. Like it's definitely some mileage in that old gear, and yeah, I'm not surprised people would go back to it.
I mean, I remember flying that tricopter and thinking, I can't imagine anything flying more beautifully, anything flying better than this. You know, like there was one point where it just like felt so good. I'm sure if we went back to it, it'd be terrible. But you know, at the time, it was great.
Oh man, what is it? Curry Kitten. I keep meaning to ask him to go back to his old tricopters and stuff, and maybe Y-copter. We should get him back on because he was our first guest, and that you know, and chat to him and see whether we can get him to fly his old tricopter.
Yeah,
and maybe you know see how things flew, because something definitely got lost in translation. You know, with the multi-wii code, like the original multi-wii code, like quads really did feel like really smooth and had like a really sort of like organic like expo and everything.
Well, I mean, when
really
it's this big, it's going to be smooth, right? You know, they're just so large.
I stopped raining on my parade.
Okay, it was something lost in translation in the code. Yes, yeah.
Stomped on by Andy Shen. My hopes, my dreams. The good old days. Dreams, Jack.
No, you know that I lost them a long time ago. That's why I don't upload any videos and stuff, because of my crippling depression. That's why you're taking over me in the vlogs.
Bob, hope.
Yep. That's it. It's probably the realest thing I've said all day. Nice.
Yeah. I think I have like 2 or 3 brand new KK2 boards somewhere, because I thought I had to stock up on them.
Why? Like post-apocalyptic?
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Like things would never improve. You know, like I need like 5 of these right now, just in case.
They were so delicate. You need to do something with them.
I know.
I'd love to see like whether you know, like someone, you know, like some of the original programmers, like what was it, Stevis, go back and like optimize and add some sort of a little bit of filtering and see how much mileage we can get out of an 8-bit board. Like,
yeah,
I can't believe they, you know, if they stopped supporting all the legacy crap, it would come a long way, I reckon.
Yeah, I bet I have like a bunch of those ODSCs too. God.
Well, Simon K.
Yeah.
Or not even Simon K. Like plain ones.
No, there were Simon K ones. Yeah.
They were just Simon.
Simon without the K.
Quite a lot of people are rebuilding blackouts, doing old school stuff. I know Chad is, and I saw a couple of other people are redoing their blackouts and stuff. I might fly my old QAV 250.
Yeah,
that's got 12 amp ESCs and sunny sky motors.
Yeah,
man, I loved that thing. It was awesome.
Will it even work? I wonder if.
Yeah, of course it will work. You still got the original model, haven't you? You just got to bind to it.
Yeah, I might get that going and do a video on that. Call it the Grandad Vlog.
That's it. Flash it. It's a CC3D in it, isn't it?
It originally was. I think we took
And
that
then
out.
nazed it.
Yeah, I think we put a nose in it.
Yeah, I think Jay ended up with your CC3D board.
Maybe.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
I think the Jay, the old presenter.
Jay, yeah. I remember Jay.
I remember.
Yeah, you let him down because your life was going to shit.
I did let him down. I feel really sorry for letting Jay down. I'll apologize to him if he's ever watching.
I doubt he watches this.
I apologize, Jay.
He doesn't even ring you back.
I had a life crisis, and then it all got
DC.
it all got better when I met Jack, and he
showed you the way.
Smothered me in cream. That's actually true. I don't know how else to say it other than Jack smothered me in cream, and then I'm now on the show.
So, Andy Shen, did you go from KK to nays or?
Yeah, I tried a nays and a CC3D. Had a little better luck with the nays, and yeah.
I think everyone did until it got to the Rev 6, well, no one could tune, and it kept falling out. So I hated that.
And would arm automatically on a motor test.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I did something wrong, but when I tried the CC3D, like it would just like shoot like a rocket on takeoff, and then when the voltage came down a little bit, when the voltage came down, then it was like a perfect tune. It's like it was like so sensitive to the voltage. So like you're you're like gonna panic, and then like a few seconds into it, you're like, oh, it's great, it's amazing.
No, that's normal.
It's pretty scary.
CC3D, yeah, that's pretty normal. That's how things used to work back then.
Yeah.
Those things go crazy if you put Betaflight on them. They do not like it for the most part. I found they do really strange things, like you plug the USB in and just nothing happens, and then it just works sporadically. I did I had a copter sent to me, and it came with a Libra pilot on, and I just had no clue how to use it because I was so used to Betaflight. So I thought, oh, I'll stick Betaflight on here, and worst thing ever, it just did not like it. But they're F1s, aren't they?
Yeah, man.
CC3Ds, yeah. So I don't know why they don't like Betaflight, but
they had a bootloader locked onto them and stuff like that. It's really nuts.
That was it. You had to use the Libra pilot like bootloader to flash you needed a bin file, like the Betaflight bin, which they don't give anymore. I think they just upload hex files because of the space. But oh man, yeah, I don't miss doing that.
Oh man, that is mental. This is like old men talking.
Nostalgia. It's like this
open toilet.
It's almost like this podcast is pre-recorded, but from like 3 years ago.
I know. Yeah. Oh man, God bless open toilet, and then trying to flog a dead horse like Libra pilot. Like, what were they thinking?
We should get the guys in the future to ask questions in the chat, and then we can jump forward to the future and read the chat.
I've got to start dancing and stuff.
What do you mean dancing?
I remember that.
That's it. There you go. There's the dancing.
Why are you doing
you got to take your shirt off now.
Okay.
I'm having flashbacks to Halloween. What's going on?
Oh man, that is hilarious.
Tony's disappeared. What is he doing?
I think you'll take his shirt off and then tie it around his head.
Just put it back on. And what was Andy? I can't remember what Andy did in this broadcast.
I think he showed us his nipples.
What? What are you talking about?
Andy Shen, get your nipples out. Some.
No, I got the corgi. That was my thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's it.
That could be a new thing. See if we can get any guests to get their nipples out.
I'm sure there's one.
Chad would.
He did do, didn't he? Didn't Chad? Didn't he take his top off?
I
or
think he got
something?
completely
Yeah, I
naked.
think
Yeah,
that's
I know.
frequent. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no. That's not good. Someone emailed in because I'm having to rebuild everything after someone broke into my car and stole everything. Every
That
quad
is-
I own and my goggles, even my tools.
Wow.
Man.
That's happened to Bradders who's in the chat. Well
Yeah.
bad. Anyone does that isn't. Beep.
It was he was in Derby, I think. So if any of you see any cheap stuff in Derby, going.
Oh, I've just got a new subscriber. Thank you, NQIS.
Anyway,
Steve.
what have you guys been up to? Have you been doing much flight? Jack, I haven't heard of you for a while, mate. What's been going on with you, mate?
Just feel really shitty. I have
Not
been
very well.
no, yeah.
Where are the videos and the vlogs and stuff? Just because you're not been well, you're not been able to do them.
Yep, pretty much.
That
Yep.
sucks.
Tony thinks I just do absolutely nothing. I know. I've really failed my New Year's resolution.
Which was to make more videos.
Yeah, make videos and stuff. Plus, it doesn't help that like my secondary bench camera spent a whole month in.
Have you got it yet?
No. So Tony being useful was like, I don't need your webcam anymore, so I'll give it to Bradders, and then it spent a whole month in Reading,
Right.
and I still haven't had it back.
So that's not too helpful for your
Why don't you
videos.
convert your GoPro to run from USB?
That means updating it.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, I think you lose the video out as well if you
Yeah.
update your GoPros because karma and all that.
Yeah, that didn't really work out, did it?
Well, I think the idea that they had was like they didn't like that people before like DJI had their own cameras. I don't think GoPro liked the fact that people were using GoPros in conjunction with DJI models, so they did an update which cancelled the video out on them.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Which is just, and now GoPro in the toilet. So you have to say that's karma, isn't it?
I remember DJI asking to, they wanted to be with GoPro and like do a company together, and GoPro said no. So unlucky GoPro.
I bet they're kicking themselves now because DJI just
Kicking
huge,
ass.
huge. I'm still wondering whether I should get a Mavic Air.
No.
Yeah.
The Mavic.
Well,
2,
you're
the
a
Mavic 2 will be out in a couple of months.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'd wait for that because I want one of them.
Yeah, no, I'd have to buy the DJI stuff myself because they're expensive. I do buy stuff myself. People don't realize.
With YouTube money, fake YouTube money. Because you're a big YouTube superstar. Andy.
Go on Social Blade and type in Andy RC in the thing, and it'll tell you that I earn about £4 a day, which is true.
I don't even care. I don't actually. You can. Before the economic crisis, you could buy all the DJIs for that sort of income.
Exactly.
Right, and anyway, the longer you leave it to save up your £4, the cheaper they get.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking the Mavic 2 is it's supposed to have a full inch sensor on it. So also, I believe the flight time isn't too great on the new Air, is what I've heard. I know quite a few vloggers that got the Air and they're still using the Mavic because it's got a better flight time.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
And camera, I think.
Hey, did you guys hear about the Skydio?
Oh, is this that? That
it's got like cameras in every direction. It's like a true like obstacle avoidance.
Is this the one that supposedly? I think I saw Casey Neistat had got one, and basically it flies itself and it avoids objects and it follows.
It only flies autonomously.
Yeah. It looks it's got like the big cage on it. Is it that
because it got cameras. It's not just a prop guard. The cameras are in that outside part.
Yeah, supposedly
so it's like cameras in every direction. They have video of it following a mountain biker, and it's avoiding branches.
Yeah, it looks like it's
tracks, going between trees. It's incredible.
Yeah, it looks like someone's flying it, but they're not. It looks interesting.
You could actually walk your dog with it then.
True. Yeah.
Well, it'll follow the dog at least.
Hasn't it been designed by like some university?
Yeah, it's like an MIT team.
That's it. Yeah.
It actually predicts. It predicts where you're going well enough. It can fly in front of you.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I mean, I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is going to be the thing that kills DJI."
Well, it's $2,500, so probably not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
Need more slave labor.
Yeah.
Man, I wonder. That is a point, man. How long before drones are walking your dogs?
How long before they're walking us? More like.
They've removed. No, they don't need them. Yeah, that's it. They've removed the human element, the idiot part. How can we make the drones better? Don't let humans fly them. Okay.
Well, it would help in some cases, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know.
I think in the history of like AI, that drones are like going to be there first before like we get sort of like robots and stuff.
No, this is tinfoil Tony territory. Don't go there.
Andy's right though.
The Google robots speaking their own language.
And then like I just got
actually Facebook had two robots that made up their own language and they had to unplug it.
They made up their own language and they said that they were going to destroy the earth between them.
All right, I muted him. Like chat.
It's true.
Oh no, he's still talking. Sorry, Tone. I did feel sorry for you when he muted you for a whole 5 minutes. I felt like my arm was missing.
I thought it was quite funny.
I was like, don't mute my friend. I need him.
Why did he mute him? What was he saying? Did he start talking about the earth being flat again?
Oh mate, everything. It was like it was chemtrails. It was like
even though it's true.
I like one of the listeners is like really grateful that an episode of the show got uploaded last night, and then someone immediately put underneath it, like, what year was it? We'll never shake it. So we're gonna have to do a history of like Let's Drone Out and what went wrong, and try and explain, like the different, air some dirty laundry, and just be like,
well, I'm well up for listening to dirty laundry.
Yeah, I know. I'd be like, yeah, now and again, me and Tony actually fall out because I'm a knob, and he's got no empathy whatsoever because he's secretly a serial killer.
more often
or develop serial killer traits from being friends with a serial killer from home.
He's got like his own serial killer.
That's it, yeah.
His own language between each other.
Poor Tony.
Look it up.
That house of
RAF rainmakers as well.
Oh God, no.
Weather modification. What RAF rainmakers is a real thing.
Rain, as in making rain.
Yeah, you can make rain.
Well, yeah, but
NASA make rain every time they launch a rocket.
What's wrong with making rain, though? Why is that a problem?
Weather mod, isn't it? Jack don't believe in it.
No, he is actually true. Big building produces vapor on top of the hill, and they blast it through like a air tunnel.
Well, what's the problem with it? Why is there a problem?
It's messing around with Mother Nature, isn't it?
It is, mate. Yeah.
Hang on, messing around with Mother Nature. We fly planes in the air.
I know.
We go to space. We farm animals that.
No, don't. Now start him off even more.
Right, I'm muting everyone now.
No. Right, it's been an hour. Andy, Shen, I'm sorry we got you on and didn't actually ask you anything intelligent. I'm really sorry. But, like, I don't know, we
Well,
kind of
you did.
like you. And you asked
Anytime
us
you
a
wanna talk
question.
about tennis, or
Yeah, man.
fleshlights.
Yeah, man.
We should end on flashlight.
Don't Google that. But yeah, they used to sponsor a podcast, Flashlight, believe it or not.
Joe,
Maybe we should have a
Joe Rogan, didn't they?
yeah, something like
I mean, yeah, something like that.
that.
So you hear.
So, yes.
Yeah.
That's it. Maybe we're up next. Who knows? My old podcast is sponsored by Audible. I am like totally shocked.
Audible's like proper reputable thing, isn't it?
I know,
What the
yeah.
hell are they sponsoring you for then?
No, it's because I've got this podcast and I signed it over to the editor, and and he sort of like basically spends all his time just editing things I say out, and I spend most of my time talking about Gilmore Girls and stuff, but and crappy 90s TV and 80s music, and proper
Sounds
sponsors.
mesmerizing.
I know. Yeah, totally. No wonder I've got issues. Right, so tonight you've been listening to Andy RC.
Thank you for listening and watching.
Please like and subscribe to Andy RC. Hello and welcome to my Andy RC, my RC channel.
You don't even know how I say it. You don't even watch the video.
He doesn't.
I don't. I do. Well, I'm Andy RC, and this is my RC channel. Isn't that the line?
No.
It is. It is my RC channel. I know you say that bit.
It's good enough, man.
What was it? Tell me the line.
Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm Andy RC, and today I'm on a pointless podcast.
I'd say Andy Shen. It's not going to say. You have to say goodbye because some people.
Goodbye.
Yeah, because some people listen to this just audible, like
Oh,
you know.
all right.
Oh,
So, like, hand gestures don't register?
no,
Okay.
because they'll be on a
They
train or.
sticking my
driving.
finger up at Jack.
This entire time he could have been given a rude gesture.
Yeah.
So
That's-
they never saw the dog?
No.
No.
Oh,
Explanation.
come
No,
on.
the people watching this live,
Saw
because it's
it.
pre-recorded, would have seen the corgi.
Okay.
But anyone who downloads it on iTunes won't see the corgi.
They
But
don't,
if
they
they
don't-
want to see the corgi, go to youtube.com/Let's Drone Out and then like and subscribe.
you say
and-
it.
Write a comment.
Corgi's good for about 1,000 likes, by the way.
Cool.
Just so you know.
All right.
Yeah.
We will invoice you if it doesn't.
You have to have more Corgi content if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like droners must have been so professional compared to us.
But Corgi made that too, see?
Yeah, true. That is true. Yeah. Good point.
Yes.
The doggy
Yeah,
was cute.
The corgi's more talented than any of us.
Yes.
And my queen, Tony.
Bonjour.
I've been Jack. I'm sorry about my disgusting comments, and let's hope the editor edits them out or spits tea out all over his laptop. Thank you.
I think Mikey's in the chat. Does he heard the shout out to him at the start of what one was it on the podcast?
The last two episodes, our two generous Patreons. The editor made like a little funny little. The trouble is, I don't know how to spell it. Is it for I can't say his surname. No, Verdi Evers. Yep, and Mikey Dread. Yep, get like a little shout out on the thing. So yeah, if you want to just donate more than $12, if you want to be immortalized on the Let's Drone Out show, and that's it. Thank you guys. Thanks for listening, and thanks for all your support and everything.
And have a nice Wednesday.
Yes,
All right.
Tuesday. Yeah.
tomorrow.
Right.